Hello, everyone. This is Viz coming to you from Walking Dead Now. I want to say hello to all my followers around the world. Thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, I hope everyone is doing well. Hey, Derek. Welcome. We're here to have a little chat about The Walking Dead and any other things you guys want to talk about. Tomorrow is Sunday. It would be the day that we would watch The Walking Dead, but we're still waiting. We're still waiting for the finale to air. That's funny. I invited a special Instagram user to join us today, and that is TWD Horror Obsessions. Say hi to everybody, TWD. If you guys don't already follow him, he is a very big and loyal Walking Dead fan and a horror lover, just like myself. So say hello to everybody. We're gonna have a little Q&A here, talk about The Walking Dead. And there you go. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to sorry about that. Everybody say hi to TWD Horror Obsessions. If you're, like I said, if you don't already follow him, I recommend you go over his page and follow him when this chat is over. Not right now, don't leave the room yet. So TWD, I want to get started. I want to ask you the question, that everybody's been trying to figure out, on The Walking Dead. I'm not going to ask you who that masked person is because you don't know. I don't know. Only very select few people know. But I want to hear your take on who it is that is holding Aaron at gunpoint. I want to hear who you think that is because, he obviously knows the person that is holding him up just by the look on his face. And I want to hear everybody's opinion, if you have one, on who that might be. Because, like I mentioned in my broadcast earlier and on my other videos, it's whoever it is with the Whisperers. But like I said, they have a gun, an automatic gun. And the Whisperers don't roll that way. They roll with knives. The only gun we ever see them have is that sawed-off shotgun that Alpha had. So I'm curious, and I'm just very curious to find out who that is. Is it really a foe? Is it a friend pretending to be with the Whisperers to gain an edge on them? All right, so you think it's Mercer or someone from the Commonwealth? No, that I have not heard that. Maybe Maggie sent him to go help. That's a good idea. That a lot of people said it was Maggie, which I know it's not. I mean, it's not Maggie. But Maggie sending someone to help them, now that's interesting. That could very well be it. That's a very credible, viable answer right there. So thank you for that. And I don't know if you've seen any of my earlier videos, as you know, a lot of people are upset about Carl's death and Glenn's death, and on those two characters in particular, TWD, what I want to ask you is that nobody can really give me an answer besides they should not have died. Do you see any other way where Rick's character and Maggie's character evolved the way they did if Glenn and Carl had not died? That is the main question. And if you do, I want to hear, how would you have written it? How would you have written it where you kept Glenn and or Carl alive, but have both Rick and Maggie continue the same character arcs that they went on? So I'd really like to know if for me, is it possible? Yeah, but the writers wanted to make it really believable. And by killing Carl off and by killing Glenn off, it really made it a viable, reason as to why Rick did not kill Negan. Because from the moment he laid eyes on Negan, and the moment he killed Abraham, and the moment he killed Glenn, Rick had only one thing on his mind, and that is to kill Negan. I mean, he wanted it. He wanted it so bad, but Carl died. Carl wrote those letters to everybody. He wrote a letter to Negan, asking everybody to stop fighting and find a way to live together peacefully. And, that change, it had to be something as dramatic as that to get Rick Grimes to change course. You know what I'm saying? It had to be something really dramatic to even have Rick consider letting Negan live. And with Maggie and all her rage after that night where Glenn died, where she was taken to Hilltop, to recover, and her eventually becoming the leader of Hilltop, and her character progressing in the way that it did, her killing Gregory, and we all know that the only reason she killed Gregory was because it was for Negan. She wanted to get to Negan so bad and kill him so bad, and the one person standing between her and that was Rick. So, she killed Gregory, hung him, especially because Rick was at Hilltop at the time. She wanted him to see her form of justice. And Maggie's form of justice is that Negan does not get to live. And when she finally had enough of the waiting and approached that cell where Michonne tried to stop her, and she made it inside and saw the condition that Negan was in, and he wanted to die, he's not meant to be living anymore, and she saw that he was just a fraction of that big bully that she met in the woods that night, she just, decided, what? Death is going to be too easy for you. So I'm reading what you're saying. Exactly. That's exactly what I think. They killed him, so they can have Rick change his mind about Negan and let him live. I agree. And I don't see any other way how Rick spares Negan if Carl lives. The Hell 911, Rick is going to return, but in the movies, he's not going to be back on the show. He's going to be in 3 full movies that are not being released on TV. They're going straight to the big screen. So you'll see Rick again. You'll see a lot of Rick again. Not every Sunday during Walking Dead season. You'll see him every year or two for at least 3 movies. Alright, DWD, so you're not a big Maggie lover. I can understand that. I like Maggie. From the moment we met her in season 2. Lauren Cohen, I think she's a great actress. I think she plays the character of Maggie very well. If I had to pick between Glenn and Maggie, I would pick Glenn as well. But I was upset when she just disappeared after Rick died. I was upset. I'm like, where the hell is she? And the only way they told us is through little bits of people talking, and we found out that she's with Georgie. But I'm glad. I'm glad she's coming back. I think it's going to make the show better. I know there are a lot of Maggie haters out there. But, put yourself in the actress's shoes, okay? You're on this show and you get offered to be the lead role on your own show on Primetime Network. Come on, would you turn that down? More money, you're the lead character. Now the show bombed. The show did not make it out of 2 episodes, and it bombed. And that's why the writers on The Walking Dead wanted to leave that door open. If the show didn't succeed, if you know she wanted to come back, they wanted her back. So TWE says, imagine how the show would have been if Maggie was the Lucille victim, as in the original script. Uh, in the original script, Negan did, in the comic books, Negan did kill Glenn in the woods that night. As we were watching the show, and we saw him take out Abraham, instead of Glenn, at least I did. I breathed a little sigh of relief. I loved Abraham, but I'm just so glad that it wasn't Glenn. And then for him to just turn around and just take out Glenn, that had to been throughout that whole episode, that 1 second where he just turns around, where Negan just turns around with the bat and slams it over Glenn's head, crushing his skull, is the biggest shocking second probably in the whole series. 10 years worth. That's the biggest shocker right there for me. Other people may have their own moments, but for me, that was it. So, I think maybe not as many, but a lot of people would have been upset if Maggie was on the other end of Lucille, and she was taken out. There are just as many Maggie lovers out there as there are haters, TWD. So I get what you're saying. I really do get what you're saying. I don't know, TWD, if you saw Lauren Cohen in the movie Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. Let me know if you did, because I thought she was amazing in that movie, being that foul-mouthed CIA special ops assassin who was in a custody battle with her ex-husband over their kid. So you're writing, I was in tears over the scene, and I'm not going to deny that fact. It was just so depressing. Oh yeah, it was. That was the biggest shocking moment. Let me know if you saw Mile 22 with Lauren Cohen. Hello, Nura. Now, you guys giving me the thumbs up. Does that mean you guys saw Mile 22? Everybody who saw Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg and Lauren Cohen, who plays Maggie, give me a thumbs up. That was, I liked that movie. I liked all the characters in it, and give me a thumbs up if you guys saw that movie. Give me a heart if you actually, there you go. Now, give me a heart if you like how Lauren Cohen portrayed that character on Mile 22. Let me know. There you go. Yeah. I'm glad you guys saw that movie. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty interesting. So, TWD, I want to thank you for answering those Walking Dead questions. Oh, you haven't seen Mile 22? Well, I highly recommend it. It's not a horror movie, it's an action movie, but it's pretty damn good. Mark Wahlberg in that, man, he plays a bipolar CIA assassin, and Lauren Cohen's partner, she's a part of his team, and man, he also plays that role great. So I highly recommend you see that movie. It was really good. So let's switch this over a little bit. And we had a talk last night about just horror movies in general, and I told you guys that my favorite horror movie genre is the paranormal side, and I grew up watching the slasher flicks, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and so on. So I'm changing the slideshow out here a little bit. Um, so you guys can see some horror shots here of Michael Myers and some good old horror movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, and so on. So TWD, from chatting with you earlier, I know. Hey Amsa, how you doing? TWD, I know that your favorite Halloween movie is the 2007 Rob Zombie remake. So why that one over any one of the first original two with Jamie Lee Curtis? So your favorite genre is the slashers first. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, I saw that too. You know, I felt obligated to see that. But I'm not gonna lie, wasn't a very big fan. So you know, I kind of got the Jason, the Friday the 13th movies. The last viable, I can say, pretty decent one was that I enjoyed was part 6. You know, when good old Tommy from the final chapter comes back, because he felt this overwhelming need to visit Jason's gravesite and stab him with a fence pole. And lo and behold, that fence pole got hit by lightning, and Jason woke up from being dead for so many years, and he started killing again. Alright, Derek, so you think Rob Zombie's Michael Myers is more scary than any other? I disagree. So, TW says Zombies 2007 explained a lot more than the 78. The kills were very gory, mostly satisfying, and I love how Zombie expresses anger and depression. I like the 2007. I disagree with you, Derek, on the 2007 Michael Myers being scarier. Being bigger, you know, Tyler Manias, who played Michael, being bigger and having long hair, I don't think that makes him scarier, you know? The Michael Myers in the original movies, it was the mystique in him. It was that whole mystique of him, you know, he was called the Shape. He was like a phantom. He was there one minute, gone the next. That's what made him scary. Not the fact that he was this big, huge giant that can rip a person's head off with just a single blow. It's just the fact that he can disappear and appear, you know, and the way the originals were filmed on how he did that. He was a phantom. You know, he was a phantom. You know, a person turned around to look in one direction, and there was Michael, you know, right behind him. A second later, they would turn back around, and he's gone. To me, that makes him scary. That's what made Michael Myers scary. And that's why, to this day, Michael Myers is my favorite slasher in any horror movie. By far. By far. There is not even a close second. I can't even say that I like Jason anymore, you know? I liked Friday the 13th Part 2, Part 3, 4, which was the final chapter, which it was most definitely not the final chapter. 5 was not Jason, and then back to 6, and then after that, you know, and then finally Jason X in space. They really ran out of good ideas for that one. So TWD writes, I think Tyler Maines or James Michael was the most terrifying in my opinion. All right. I respect that. So I'm assuming you saw the 2018 Halloween, you know, Halloween 2018, and I'm assuming you know that they brought back Nick Castle, who Nick Castle played the original Michael Myers in the first, the original movies. Now, I have a question for you. Nick Castle only played Michael Myers in the 2018 movie for just one single shot, one scene. and the rest was some other dude, you know, some 6'2" tall, you know, lanky dude. So I wanna don't look it up, but I'm gonna ask you, do you know which scene it was that Michael Myers was played by Nick Castle? Impress me, let me know. And you also write 2007 and 2009 Jason designs are my favorite. They are so badass and scary looking compared to all the others. All right. Yep, I could see that. I could see that. Now let me know if you can answer my Nick Castle question. Let me know if you know which scene in the 2018 movie Nick Castle portrayed Michael Myers. I thought it was very interesting. Everybody was so psyched that Nick Castle is coming back to play Michael, but he only played Michael for one scene in the whole movie. So let's see if you know that one. You know, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends are coming out. Halloween Kills comes out this October. We think. I hope they got the filming done. Alright, so let's see. You say, yeah, it was the shot in Laurie's house when he stood in the dark and the camera just slowly moves up, I think. And you are 100% correct. Very good. Very nice. I'm impressed. He played that scene in front of Laurie Strode's house where he had no idea that she was there. He didn't come back looking for her. Remember, 2018, Michael Myers and and Laurie Strode are not brother and sister. That only came out in Halloween 2, that little fact. But they brought him back for that one scene in front of the house just so they can get that, you know, it was filmed in a way, if you go back and look at that scene where he kills that cop and then he hears Laurie Strode's voice in that house. And he does that quarter turn of his head, like, huh? There's someone I haven't seen in a long time. And then he became a man on a mission. He became a man on a mission once he heard her. He had some unfinished business. And she spent, you know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the 2018 Halloween movie goes on the fact that any other movie after Halloween, the original, never happened. So when Carpenter did the 2018 version, it was a new sequel to the original Halloween. Halloween 2, the story it doesn't count. It doesn't count. And that's where they're going to pick up again with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, which comes out, the first one comes out October this year, supposedly, we'll see, and the other one in 2021 in October. And trust me, you guys can take this to the bank. Halloween Ends next year is absolutely not going to be the final Halloween movie. Not by a long shot. 20 years from now, they will still be making Halloween movies. Because the way they have done it is each Halloween movie can sort of take on a life on its own. I mean, look at the different variations. I loved H2O, the 20-year anniversary one that came out in 98. You know, that was a different road it took. Okay, H2O, again, takes place after the original, and Laurie Strode has been living in seclusion under a different name, and she's like the mistress of this boarding house, and Michael finds her. I liked H2O. I liked it a lot. Now, by far, the biggest joke Halloween movie is the 2002 Halloween Resurrection. Did you like that one, TWD? Which, you write, I think in Halloween Kills, Laurie will be killed off, leaving Allison and maybe Karen to fight back against Michael, and possibly in the last Halloween, Allison will kill Michael. Oh, can Michael really be killed? Oh, man. You know, at least with this spin-off, you know, going from the original to the 2018, he's not a guy that's been stabbed over 1,000 times and shot at and still walking. Alright, TWD also writes, I think in Halloween Kills, Laurie will be killed off. Oh, not sorry, I already read that message. I thought it was a new message. I apologize. So, anyways, you know, as you guys can see with the slideshow I have going up, I've got some classics here with Leatherface. Like I said, I'm in the paranormal genre. I love The Conjuring. Big Conjuring fan. I have seen almost everything and anything in the paranormal field. Hey Mackie, you know, whether it's in the big screen or on TV, I just love it. Because that's, alright, you're right. Yeah, I found Resurrection to be quite decent and a bit underrated in my opinion. Season of the Witch was a complete joke. Well, I don't know if you know this about Halloween Part 3, which is Season of the Witch. When Carpenter originally came up with the Halloween movie ideas, there was a reason why it was called just this generic Halloween title. He wanted every movie to be a different story. Okay, so when Carpenter wrote Halloween, there was gonna be another Halloween, but it would have nothing to do with Michael Myers. Nothing. It would be its own separate scary Halloween story. The original Halloween was supposed to be a one and done, and that's it. But didn't work out that way. It became hugely popular. You know, 78, and now we're 40 years in, and it's still popular. So John Carpenter made Halloween 2, which was successful. And when it came time afterwards, he's like, let me go back to my original idea here. Let me go back to my original idea. And he decided to do Halloween 3 the way he intended the Halloween movies to be, where each one was just a different, scary Halloween themed movie. Halloween 3, if you take away the title of Halloween from it, was decent. It was decent. It wasn't great. It wasn't that good. It was decent. But because it has the Halloween title on it, that's what made it, you know, basically a joke. You know? So that's a story behind, I don't know if you guys knew that, that's the story behind John Carpenter's idea when he made the original Halloween movies. And you're right, I agree, The Mask was a joke, but enjoy it. Okay, I see where you're going. Yeah. So you also talked about some of your other favorite horror movies, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I love. The original, the remakes, with Jessica Biel, Leatherface, and that whole family, man. You know, if you take that whole family, I think Leatherface is probably the sanest one out of the majority of them. You know, even though he's like the main, you know, quote-unquote killer. Alright, going back to Halloween, you're right. I mean, it's just not Halloween without the boogeyman, but you do have a fair point, and I respect that. Alright, cool. So we will agree to disagree on that point. So, yeah. Going back to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface. I know some of your other favorites are Wrong Turn, which again deals with deranged family members. I don't know if you guys have seen that as well. Alright, Derek writes, would you like to see a Michael Myers versus No, I would not. Absolutely not. No teaming of slashers. These guys have the same purpose, and that's to kill, you know, people. So I don't get how they got Jason versus Freddy. It's not versus, they both have the same objective. Why are they killing me? Why are they trying to kill each other? Hey RDM, hello. How are you doing tonight? Alright, TWD, you're right. Jessica Biel was just amazing and, in my opinion, is the best female character in the franchise. The rest were just annoying. I agree. She was really good in that movie, you know? And, you know, I think she played that role very, very well. You know what I mean? So, definitely agree. And, let's talk some more Rob Zombie movies. You know, House of a Thousand Corpses. Rob Zombie's a twisted dude. Have you seen that one? The House of a Thousand Corpses? I believe I'm getting the title correct. Derek writes, yes, seen all 6 Wrong Turn. They got Wrong Turn 1 and 2 were the only good movies. Alright, yeah. It's like any kind of movies that go on to have a lot of sequels. Nothing can really replace the original. Then sometimes the sequel is okay, but then after that it slowly goes downhill. I'm looking forward to the 3rd Conjuring movie that's going to come out. Oh, The Devil's Rejects is my all-time favorite from him. Yeah, you know. I wished Rob Zombie would stop, no offense to her, but would stop using his wife in all his movies. So, you have not seen, oh, okay, TWD writes, can't say I have, but I plan to. I've seen very good reviews, and I'm intrigued to watch it for the first time. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, which they're the same storyline. You gotta watch them. I mean, if you're into gore and just they're very similar with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre theme. So yeah, so we got 2 movies tonight that you need to watch. You know, you need to watch those old Rob Zombie movies, and then you need to also watch Mile 22. It's a good session. So I put this slideshow together at the last minute tonight. So not that many pictures in the, you can see some of them are cropped at the top and the bottom. It's because not a lot of pictures are out there in the mobile format that we all like to see, where it fills the screen. And I apologize for that. TWD writes, Sherry Moon Zombie is a great actress, but her role in 2097, I do not really get the stripper shit. That was just pointless. If it wasn't for Rob Zombie, Sherry Zombie would not have been in the movie in the last, maybe ever. I don't know. Has she ever been in a movie that was not directed or produced by Rob Zombie? I can't think of any right now. But I know that she would not have an acting career if it wasn't for Rob Zombie. No offense to her. So, yeah, I got you. You wrote 2097. I know you meant 2007. I know what you meant. So, anyway, guys, we're going to be wrapping this up. I want to give a special thanks to TWD Horror Obsessions. Like I said in the beginning, if you're not following him on Instagram, I highly recommend you go to his profile. He has a great Instagram page, and give him a follow. I want to thank him for joining us tonight. I want to thank Derek, and I want to thank all of you guys. Hey, Giselle, thank you for joining us. I want to thank everybody who is in here tonight. Everyone who's going to watch this over the next 24 hours and preceding days. I invite you guys to go to my YouTube page, where the link is in the bio, and the address is twdnow.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube page, as it's dedicated to bringing you unique Walking Dead videos from digital creators from around the world. And I would appreciate the support if you guys would hit that subscribe button. I love all my followers. I think you guys are great. And we'll be doing these live chats pretty often over the next couple of weeks, as I want to get to know all my followers and give you guys a chance to ask me questions and find out what I'm about, what the goal of our social media sites are about. It's about bringing you guys awesome video content, not just ours, but from video creators around the world. And that's what we want to do. And you can support us by going to our YouTube page and subscribing to us. And I want to thank you so much to everyone who's following us on Instagram, all our subscribers on YouTube, and Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you to TWD Horror Obsessions again. Thank you to Derek again for joining us. And until next time, guys, stay walking.